เพียตรวงตวงในคลองปรีอิเตปัตนามิกเตียยาวันเจ็ดคลองเปียเรียนนาไซตาตระเข้าพระกเวียปัญจวัคคีย์เยภิกขุอามันเตเสประดเมียนประเพียตรวงพระเฮาในปัญจวัคคีย์ภิกขุทั้งหลายคลองตีโนไอตั้งจันจับตามในเพียสันนิธาเวเมภิกขเวอันตาปัปปจิเตนะนะเสวิตาเปียมเนียภิกขุ
the Dhamma and the Sangha. Again, my deep respect to Venerable Mahasangha and greeting to all friends in Dhamma around the globe. I am Supip Chok, live from Phnom Penh, today moderator for the Dhammika live Dhamma Samdana or Dhamma discussion. Welcome to our Dhamma Samdana program. Before we begin our discussion, I would like to inform that this program brought to you by the Dhammika Life Foundation, led by Venerable Soktivi, who currently reside at Wat Kemrak Pothiram, Seattle, Washington, state of United States of America. However, Phante currently visiting Cambodia at the moment for some activity in Cambodia. This program purposely aimed at propagating the Buddha teaching in both language, Khmer and English. So the language shift interchangeably every Fridays, like at 9 p.m. Cambodian time and 6 a.m. Seattle time. Our main purpose for this program is to disseminate Buddhism locally and internationally, to bring the attention, the essence of the Buddha teaching that is applicable to daily life in society and especially among youth, and also to promote peaceful and mindful living through ethics, concentration, and wisdom. Today, we are very pleased to present to you the topic entitled Atanya Tianir Veramani, or in simple terms, to refrain from stealing. It is one of the 5 precepts, and I believe many Buddhists aware of the 5 precepts, but probably to understand deeply, it requires further our attention. Therefore, we invited 2 distinguished Dhamma speakers to join with us to share more in-depth discussion on this topic. Let me introduce to you. First, we have invited Phante Sophet Panyao Rotha, who is currently residing at Proeung Monastery in Kandal Province. My respect to Phante. Phante is a principal in charge of English program and Dhamma in English program at Metta Buddhist International School, based in Proeung Monastery. Phante learned the Buddha Dhamma study in Myanmar, and the present Phante is pursuing master degree in leadership at Panyasastra University of Cambodia. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight, Phante. And next, we have invited Phante Chan Panyao Proeung Thoy. Phante is the 4th year student of Buddhist College of Singapore. But excuse me, Phante, I think you just graduated. Is it correct, Phante?
Yeah.
My congratulations to you, Phante, and it is a very great honor to have you join with us. And currently, Phante is residing at Untitled Monastery based in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Without further ado, I would like to begin our discussion with the first question to Phante Rotha. Given our topic is about refrain from stealing, or stealing in Pali we call Atanya Tianir. So Can you define what atania or stealing so that our audience can follow? Please, Phante, the floor is yours.
Okay. Can you get my voice?
Yes, Phante, very well. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Nhung. Namathu Ratanatiyasa. May my adoration be to the triple gems, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. May my respect to Venerable Mahasangha in Cambodia and around the group. My best regard to Venerable Brother Proeung Thoy, who are also here in our program. And my best regard to Nyom, lay devotees in Cambodia and around the globe, and especially Nyom Suphip, the moderator here. Thank you so much for having me in this important program. I have a great honor and privilege to be here again in this important program. Today we have an important and very special topic about Adidadana Veramani, to abstain from stealing. I am the first one to answer the question, to define the meaning of Adidadana, right? The meaning of, to abstain from stealing, what we mean by that. No stealing, that means not to violate other people's property and trust. We do not violate, to destroy others' property and trust of others. In Pali grammar, we can separate the term Adidadana into three: Dana and Adana. Dana and Adana. According to Pali grammar, Pali that means non, no, or not, or no. It is the negative prefix according to Pali grammar. Dana, that means thing that is allowed, that is thing that is allowed, that is permitted by its owner. And Adana, that means taking. Taking. Adana, that means taking. Dana, that means things that is permitted by its owner. And that means none, not, or no. So we combine these three terms together. Adana Dana, that means taking things that is not allowed, that is not permitted, or taking things that is not given by its owner. Because we have as the prefix, negative prefix here, so that means not allowed, it's not allowed, or it's not given by its owner. The definition of Adinadana we have here. We can come down into another few sentences. The first one, taking things that do not belong to you. The thing that do not belong to us, and then we take it. And the second one, taking things without owner's permission. Without owner's permission, we take that thing. And the third one, we can say taking things without returning them. For example, I borrow your money. I borrow Venerable Thoy money, and then without returning that money to Venerable Thoy, this act also the act of stealing. So here, the term, Adidadana, we can define like this: taking what is not given, taking what is not allowed, taking what is not, permitted by the owner of that property, of that belonging. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Phante, for your comprehensive explanation. And taking other property without permission, or destroying other property would constitute as the act of stealing. So I would like to turn to Proeung Thoy. What does it mean by refraining from stealing from the Buddha teaching? Earlier, Proeung Rotha just explained the definition, but from Buddha advice, how this refraining from stealing would mean. Please, Proeung, the floor is yours.
First of all, I would like to pay my highly respects to the three Gems, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and the Sangha in the Sasana on the globe. And I would like to say very good evening, morning, or afternoon to all devotees in Cambodia, especially, and all around the world. And our moderator, our sister Joseph, and it's my great honor to be here again with you in the Dhammika Sandana. We come to the very special topic, which is very, very essential for our devotee, and especially as the main purpose of our program to spread the Dhamma among the youth, like people who can learn Buddhism and can take it into practice in their daily life. As the context of Cambodia before, most people who come to the temple are the old, and they don't think that they need to come to the temple as the young, because they have many tasks to do, like they need to go to school to study, they need to go to work. So there are many things for them to do. But today, Venerable Soktivi, the founders of Dhammika, and as well as all the college, try to promote the Dhamma, the Buddhism, to them, to help them to understand. Because when we understand Buddhism and we realize that Buddhism is not only for the old but for each and everyone, that we can take it into practice. Come to our topic today, which is about Atinatana, or in English we say to refrain from stealing. To refrain from stealing, what does it mean to refrain from stealing according to the Buddha's teaching? First, I just would like to mention that Buddhism is known as the peaceful or harmonious religions, that the Buddha spread the Dhamma or teach the Dhamma to the world is not only for the benefit of himself, but to the benefit of each and everyone, both himself and other people. So come to the second Sikkhapada, or the second Sila, Atinatana, or to refrain from stealing according to the Buddhist teaching. It is a kind of loving kindness and compassion toward others, not only to their families or to their relatives, to their friends, but to all human beings, not only human beings, but to the animals, all kind of beings. So this is the intention of teaching the second Sikkhapada, Atinatana. And the meaning is that, like Venerable Rotha also mentioned about the terms of Atinatana, and he defined it clearly that we can understand easily. Not to take things from others without any permission, because as people, we can take ourselves as example, because Buddhism, the Buddha, he taught us about Attanang Upamang Kattva, the Pali term, means to take oneself as the example. For example, like we love our belongings, we love the thing that belong to ourselves. We don't want to lose it. So other are the same. They also don't want to lose their belongings, their thing, their property. So the Buddha teach us not to steal from others, because he don't want to harm others. And in Buddhism, when we harm others, the cause will, like the effect will come back to us in one day. So in short, to refrain from stealing in Buddhism is not to take things that belonging to others without permissions, and it is a kind of loving kindness and compassion toward others. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ponte. And you cite the great quote, which is my favorite quote as well. Atanang opamang katwa. Treat other as treat ourselves as an example. So imagine if our property have been taken away, without our will to give, how hurt we would be. So others would feel the same. Or if we like, for example, maybe on the way, and then we drop our purse or money, and then we feel so sad, we feel so regret because the money that we have earned so hard. So we the same thing happened to other, those people would feel the same way as ours. So that's why we should treat ourselves as examples. So thank you so much, Ponte, for sharing this great quote. And I would like to hear as well from Ponte Rotha, if you have anything to add on this, the aspect from the Buddha teaching on the refraining from stealing. Ponte, please.
Okay, thank you, Nyum, again. The important question here, according to the Buddha teaching, what the Buddha taught about abstaining or refraining, about refraining this precept, stealing others' property not given, the property that is not given. As Venerable Thoy also mentioned, Sila is the universal precept. If we talk about the 5 precepts, it is not only Buddhism to Buddhist people who have to observe it, who have to undertake it, but people around the world, even Christian or Islam, should also observe the 5 precepts. In order to become a real man, a real human being, the Buddha says, Manusa Manuso. Man, like we can assume man like human. We have Manusa Peto, Manusa Niriyako, Manusa Devo, Manusa Manusor, something like that. In order to become Manusa Manuso, we need to, possess, to observe Sila, to undertake Sila in our daily life, in our daily activity. In the second precepts, each being value its belonging and suffer when it must apart from those belonging. We love our possession, we value our possession, and also others. Like Brother Thoy said, Atanang upamang katva. We have to be the role model. We love ourselves and also we love our possession, and then so others. Others also love their possession. So in here, according to the Vinaya Pedika, Adidana Dana Sikkhabara, the Buddha admonished that this is improper action. That means the act of stealing is improper action. We should not do this. It is not a noble discipline. Stealing is not stealing other property is not a noble discipline. A noble discipline. That means the noble one should not steal. The noble one, the noble person, do not steal, do not take others' property without any permission. So we should refrain, we should abstain from stealing what is not given. So this is what the Buddha taught. And also, this is belong to Varita Sila. varita and charita. Varita, that means we have to avoid doing, we have to, abstain in doing it. And then charita, we have to what to do and what not to do. Varita is what not to do, and charita is what to do. What to do and what not to do. What not to do is not to steal other property. Not to steal other property, we should promote right livelihood, right? In daily life, we should promote our right livelihood without stealing others' property. So if we do not steal other properties in daily life in order to earn a living, that means we are living lawfully, we are living righteously, we are living mindfully according to the Buddha's teaching. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Phante. Indeed, yes, it's very important for us to maintain the noble discipline if we are the noble people, as Phante mentioned. So Phante also mentioned a lot that, yes, it is the sila, and in this sila, we're talking about the 5 precepts. Atana Tien, I still obsessed with the Khmer Pali. So it comes with the second, this precept is the second among the 5 precepts. So I'm wondering why it ranked as the second precept, not the first, or not the third, or the fourth, or the fifth. Can you help to explain us, Phante Thoy, please? The floor is yours.
Thank you. This question should be answered by the Buddha himself. Okay, but let me take this opportunity to share my thought on the orders of the sila, we call the Sikkhapada. In Khmer we say Sikkhabod. So the Sikkhapada, the first one is no killing, which is the first sila of the 5. As we know, the 5 precepts, which is called the universal precept, that Venerable just mentioned, that not only Buddhists that need to practice, need to follow, need to observe the 5 precepts, but other religions also have this kind of practice, but it's just in different terms that they use. For example, like if you talk about the human rights, we also talk about no killing, we cannot kill other people, and we also talk about no stealing. So in Buddhism, to me, I have do the research, and I would like to say that I cannot find the answer that why the Buddha puts the atinatana, or the refrain, to refrain from stealing, as the second orders. But to me, I think that it is just the traditions, or it is a kind of practice that we need to keep it as the stable, so it's easy, or it's convenient for people or the followers to practice. Because when we talk about the 5 precepts, so there are 5 precepts. If you take one away, it is not completed. If you talk about only the stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, or taking the intoxicants, it is not complete without the second one. So to be completed, as Venerable have mentioned about, to become a manusa, as the human being that have the human elements, human virtue, human good deeds. So we have to have the 5 precepts. So to me, in short, I would like to say that it does not matter which is whether the Atinatana come as the first or come as the second or come as the third, but the most important is to refrain from it, not to steal is important. Yeah, because even we need to have it in our practice, in our daily life. We doesn't care like whether it's come for the first or come to the second. Yeah, so this is what I can share with you, and I also would like to hear the answer from Venerable Rotha as well.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ponte. And indeed, I wonder if Ponte Rotha agree with with you on this. Whether order is not important, or the important thing is to refrain from stealing, for example. Please, Ponte.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, I tried to find any reference, and also ask from the scholar, from the few Abhidhamma teacher, but they say they have no proof. They have no proof for it. But we can explain somehow. But I'm not sure it's the correct answer or not. It's the correct answer or not. It's in Parajika. In Parajika Sikkhabhata for Bhikkhu. Now, the first Sikkhabhata is about having sexual misconduct. So it happened first, and then come to the second, stealing, and then so it come in chronologically, something like that. Chronologically, it come chronologically. One thing happened first, and then the Buddha laid down it, and then and another thing happened second, the Buddha laid down it. So it may that in maybe to abstain from killing happen first. They mean those who commit killing happen first, and then those who commit stealing happen next, and then the Buddha laid down this, something like that. If we talk about the Parajika in Bhikkhu Sikkhabhata, we have this proof, because a thing happen chronologically. But in five precepts, we have no any proof. We have no any evidence to prove that Pana Tepada happened first, and then Adana happened second. So we have no proof. But as like our Venerable say, 5 precepts come together to make being, or make a man become a real man, become a human. We cannot leave out or take any precept from those 5. So for me, I have any proof. Thank you.
Thank you, Ponte.
I don't have any proof. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not sure if if we look at the 5 precepts, the order itself would the consequence. I mean, the consequence from committing those acts can be considered as the reason. For example, killing others is so heavy. I mean, the consequence, even in the daily life, the criminal
can be like that. Can be like that.
One is a heavy crime, and then coming next, stealing other can the sentence can be lower. So I'm not sure if it based on that consequence or not, Ponte.
Okay, can be like that.
Yeah, thank you, Ponte. And now I would like to turn to continue with Ponte Rotha.
Yes.
Stealing is wrong. Buddha taught us not to steal other property without permission, for example. So, what are the consequences if people commit the stealing, Ponte, and also what are those consequences from not stealing, either like the opposite, the consequence for our action here, please, Ponte.
Okay, we we realize that we are aware that stealing other property that is not given, that does not given by the owner is wrong. Is, we can say, akusala, akusala action, akusalakam in Khmer. So why people steal? People steal can steal because he or she, I mean, the person can steal because he or she is overwhelmed by immoral mind, akusala citta. So he or she can steal, take what is not given, take what is not allowed to take by by its owner. We can say to steal. In order to steal, there are two costs to steal. We can say stealing by greed or stealing by hatred. Sometimes because of lopa, we steal things. Sometimes because of dosa, because you are angry with the possessor, with the owner, you want to ruin, you want to destroy the owner, so you can steal. You can steal with dosa and also steal with lopa, but dosa and lopa is we realize, we are aware dosa and lopa cannot arise together. They arise in different circumstances. But whenever lopa arise, whenever greed arise in human mind, in human mind, moha also arise, delusion also arise. Whenever lopa arise, moha is there. Whenever dosa arise, moha is also there. Lopa and moha arise together because there is no citta without moha. There is no akusala citta without moha. Without moha common to all akusala citta. But dosa and lopa arise in different circumstances, in different situations. So people steal because their mind are overwhelmed by akusala citta, as I said, can be by lopa, can be by dosa, together with moha. So the consequences gain from stealing, what we can gain from the consequences from stealing. I want to raise a story. The story is not in the Jataka or in the Pitaka. The story happened abroad, maybe in USA. There was a man who is an expert thief and an expert robber. He no police, no anyone cannot nobody can catch him because he is I can say he is an expert thief. But one day he got caught because his wife informed the police about his place, his dwelling place, and then he got caught by the police. And later on he was in prison for 30 years. After 30 years, he go to one place, and then he decided to stop stealing. He decided to stop robbing from others. He tried to do good deed because he used to be a thief. He know the situation that the robbery happened in some place, and then he helped the police to catch the robber, to catch the thief. And then he became famous. He became the security to look after, to take care of the people there. He became famous because of his activity, good deed, because he tried to do good deed. One day he was interviewed by the journalist. The journalist asked him, before you are an expert or robber, is the expert thief. So on that day when you were a thief, who did you rob the most? I mean, who did you rob more than others? He said to the journalist, the one that I robbed the most, the one that I stole the most is myself. I stole myself the most, because the time I rob others, the time I stole others, if I take that opportunity to do good deed, I may become rich, I may become famous, but I did not do it. During in the present time, if I take this opportunity to do good deed, I will become famous. I did not become ill fame. So the most person, the most that we steal the most is ourselves. We steal our time. If we are a robber, we steal ourselves the most. If we take this opportunity to do good deed, we will become a good person, will become a famous person. So the consequences of stealing, we become ill fame. In the present time, we get caught, and then we stay in the prison, and then everyone does not like us because we are safe, we are robber. Everyone fear of us because we are robber, we are stealer, we are safe. And when we die, we go to the woeful abode. We are bound to hell. We are bound to woeful abode because of that action. Because of that action, we go to abode. We go to apaya, like hell. Like we become ill because we rob others. So this is the bad consequence that we rob others. We may go to a woeful apaya. If we come to a human being, our property will become ruined. Those who lost the property or his or her property become ruined or become destroyed because he used to steal from his previous life. So that's why in our present in the present life, his or her property may be destroyed or may be ruined by fire, by flood, by robbery, by seized, or by bad air. So this is the consequence of stealing. In contrast, in the contrary, if we do not steal, we gain respect, we gain fame in the present life. And the Buddha also taught that Silena Sukatang Yanti. Right? Sila conditions us to be born in the celestial world, in the celestial plan of existence. Silena Bhogasampata. We become rich. We are endowed with property because we observe Sila. And also, Silena Nipotang Yanti. Sila condition us to gain the ultimate truth, to gain the only absolute truth called Nibbana. Why? Because Sila is the foundation of Samadhi and also Vipassana. Without Sila, we cannot attain. Our mind will not calm. We cannot practice meditation, we cannot practice Vipassana. So without Sila, we have no condition, we have no foundation to attain tranquility. We have no foundation to practice Vipassana. So that's it. This is what I can answer about the consequences of stealing and not stealing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Conte. It's very interesting from the story you just shared. It's very awakening for me. Like I was thinking when I asked you, my expectation was like the consequence could be something happening about other, like other feel regret, losing their property, and then for us to receive certain karma, bad karma, for example. But the story you share, like the man feel that, his consequence was like losing his own time, losing his own, like his act to steal other property. Indeed, it was himself that had been stolen. So it is very interesting story, Phante, and I'm not sure if Phante Thoy have anything to add on this. If you have anything to share further on this consequence, Phante.
I think it should be enough for that because.
Okay, thank you so much, Phante. And with this, I would like to inform our audience that our discussion now is on Adina Tana Veramni to refrain from stealing. So if you have any opinion or question, please feel free to post your question in our chat box. I would convey your question or your message to our Dhamma speaker. While indeed I have received a question from our friend who studied the Pali together when we shared this topic. His question was, like the whole show so far we were talking that Buddha taught us not to steal, and stealing is bad, blah blah. But is there any circumstance that stealing is okay, or if any circumstance that stealing is ethically acceptable? Any Phante, please help to respond to this question. Maybe first to Phante Thoy, please.
Okay, yeah. So I go first, and then whatever will complete it in the later time. Okay. Thank you for the question, and it is very interesting. As our audience might have the question in mind, but they hesitate to ask maybe. So. Is there any circumstance that stealing is considered as acceptable? If we talk about the noble path, if we talk about the path to liberation that taught by the Buddha, I don't think that stealing can consider as the ethical. However, if we talk about our like situations that we are living, because somehow if we can live and we can do many other good things in our life, it should be considered. For example, I have heard the story from the grandparents. They talk during the Pol Pot time. They were starving. They did not have enough thing to eat. So sometimes they steal from other people, to not the other people, but from the government at that time, and then they can eat to be alive. So in this case, I think it should be acceptable because we want to live, but it is not encouraged. I do not like if we come to the situation of today. To the world that we are living, we have enough ability, we have enough rights, we should try our best to work hard in order to gain or to earn the living, but we should not steal from the other. So it's hard to say that it is right or wrong, but it depends on the condition, as I have give the example. So this is what I can share with you and as well as with the audience. And if Honorable have something to add more, I would like to tell.
Thank you, Phante. And yes, please, Phante Rotha, you have anything to share?
It seems like a deep question. I'm not sure the questioner is boy or male or female.
It's a man. It's man question.
Okay. Well, okay. Thank you. We can take what is not given. I talked to him. He can take what is not given, only when he become Araya Pokala. I mean, he becomes Sotapanna, so he can take what is not given. You got what I mean?
Can you explain a bit further, Phonte?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
It seems that I'm here alone.
Oh.
Hello.
I also can hear from you, Honorable.
We can.
You got it from me, right?
Yeah. We got it.
Yes, Phonte.
Okay, we can take what is not given only when we become Ariya Pokala. In the situation or in the circumstance we are still in Potujana, we cannot take what is not given. You get what I mean? Hello.
Yeah, Phonte. We could hear you, but
I think you both got interrupted.
Oh, okay. I think maybe the line, Phonte line is a bit problematic. So maybe
My line.
Yeah, Phonte, we can hear you well, but maybe you cannot hear us.
Okay. Yeah. Can I hear my?
Yes. Thank you, Phonte. We hear you, and I just want to request you to further explain, because yes, we hear you that if we are like normal person, it's wrong, but if we are we become a arahant,
Ariya, we become Sotapanna, and then we can take what is not given.
Yeah, can you extend a bit further on that?
Because Thaya Chitta is not in him. Those who become one who become Ariya Pokala, who attain Sotapanna, the Thaya Chitta, the willing to steal, is not in him or her. I want to raise a story when the Buddha demise and his relic got burned into his body got burned into a relic, right? At that time, the relic was shared to other different country by one of a recluse called Tona. We can say in Khmer Tona Priem, that Tona Priem ហ្នឹងគាត់ជាអ្នកចែកនៅសរីរកធាតុទៅកាន់នគរទីតីគ្នា and then he got one relic, and then he take one relic and then put it in his we can say Proeung Thoy in his hair. He stole it to put in his hair. At that time, Enta, the king of Deva, take the relic and then to enshrine in Tavatangsa, maybe in Chola Mani Chetiya, in Tavatangsa, to enshrine that relic to worship. So in that circumstance, in that situation, a recluse named Dona, he break the precept, the second precept, because he steal the Buddha relic. He take the Buddha relic at that time. But Anda, he who got the relic from a recluse did not break the second precept, because he is Sotapanna. He already attained Sotapanna, right? Sotapanna. So his Thaya Chitta is not in him. The willing to steal is not in him. I come back to the Tona, recluse Tona. In this situation, he did not steal. Last time I confused. In this situation, he did not steal because the Buddha relic belonged to everyone.
No, we lose your voice, Phonte. Can you hear us? Phonte, we could not hear you. I'm not sure, maybe your line is problematic. We cannot
You
hear
got
you.
what I mean?
Oh, now we hear you now. We hear you
Okay.
now.
Okay. If we take the Buddha relic, everyone, even we are Araya Pokala or we are the ordinary dwelling, we do not commit wrongly in the second precept, because the Buddha relic belong to everyone. We take without permission from other in order to put it in our home, in our place to worship. So we do not break commit wrongly the second precept. I mean like this. This is the first. This is one one proof that we can say we can steal ethically. And the second one, if I am close to you, for example, you and I are best friend, right? You and I are best friend. So you can take mine. You can take my belonging, or I can take your belonging without breaking the second precept, because we are close to each other, right? We are close to each other. If we close to each other, we can take each other's belonging without permission or without telling. So it is not it is not wrong. We do not break the second precept. Only when we take it with Thaya Chitta, to break the second precept, to break the to I can how to say, to accomplish, to be successful in stealing, only when we do with the five factors in stealing. The five factors are involved in stealing: someone else belonging, the awareness that they are someone else belonging, the thought of self, the action of carrying it out and taking away as a result of it. They are the factors. If we commit according to these five factors, that means we commit the wrongdoing in the second precept. But if there is no Thaya Chitta, there is no willing to steal. There is no willing to steal. We do not commit this second precept. As I said, if we are close friends, we can take each other's belonging without permission. We take it with visasa. That means we are closer with each other. We are close friends, and then we can take without permission. So we can do this without breaking the second precept. I mention again, we can take without permission. We can take the Buddha's relic, because the Buddha is the worthy worship one. So we can take without permission from other in order to worship in our home. So there is no Thaya Chitta in here. The willing to steal in here. We want to worship the Buddha's relic. And another example is we are close to each other. We can take each other belonging without any permission. Okay, this is the reason. Thank you.
It is interesting on the second point. Can I clarify, for example, like in a family, the children and the parents. So children are close to the parent, right? Is a family member. So if the children take parent money, is it considered as okay or what? Because if we say that we are close friend or we are close to each other, we can take other property without permission. So in case that children take the parent money without permission, is it wrong or what, Phante? Please clarify.
Okay. If we, according to the circumstances, because the factors mentioned that we take others' belonging without permission. When we take it with Thaya Chitta, the willing to take it without the permission, willing to take it in order to steal from the parents, so it is wrong. We commit the wrongly in the second precept. But we take it is the mind of closer. The mind, that means we are friendly to each other. We are mom and son, and then you can take to in order to use to buy things without permission from parent. That's okay. But we take, but the mind is in the willing is to steal from the mother. It is wrong.
I see.
Something like
Thank you so much, Bhante, for clarification. It's clear now.
Some idea on this, sister?
Yes.
It's interesting.
Please, Bhante, but can
Yeah.
I connect to another question? Indeed, we receive another question from
Okay.
our audience, but indeed is our Bhante Master Saktivi. Is corruption and avoiding tax consider stealing? So please, Bhante, you can add to the earlier question, but also address Bhante TV question too. Please, Bhante.
Thank you. Actually, I would like to answer the small question, but Master give me the deep question. Okay, let me try my best to share my thought, my understanding on this point. So first, about the situation between the child and the parents. So as Venerable have mentioned about the citta, we also can say the intentions. What kind of intentions of the child that take the money or something from their parents? If they take in the intention of being child, it's okay. This is my mom's money, so I can take it, I can spend it as I need. So it's fine. So we need to think about the intention, right? So if the intention of the close one, so we are not afraid of the other people knowing that. For example, if I take the money of my mom's or my mother, at the later time, it doesn't matter whether my mom know it or not. My feeling is still like I do not worry much about that. But the intention of stealing is different. If we steal something, we don't want other people to know that. So when we have this kind of feeling, so it is a kind of stealing, because it is an intention of stealing. We don't want others to know that. Come to the master's question. Yes, it is considered as the stealing, because it is not the belonging of ourselves. We take the thing of the others, and it is not given. For example, if the government, I think it is very hot topic to talk about this, but just analyze according to the Buddha's teaching to allow our people understand, and then try to refrain from stealing together, so we can live peacefully and happily, harmoniously in our society. Because some people, they don't know this kind of action is considered as stealing or not, so they might commit it. So because it is not given by the other people, for example, 1 month we can get only for example $500 or $600 per month, but in order to have more, we need to do something bad in order to get more money. So that is not a good action, and it is bad from our country as well. So this is what I can say, and yeah.
Thank
you
you
sing
so
or
much,
whatever.
Bhante Rotha. If you have anything to add on Bhante question, like is corruption and avoiding tax considered stealing? In fact, for corruption may be easy, but in terms of tax, in respect, every country have tax on people, and that tax money somehow is to benefit the society. Like the government will use that tax as the state income to allocate to for the national expense, either in education, health, or other necessary sector. But imagine if our tax money is not properly used, and then we will paying that is is something that not worthwhile. So we try to avoid it. So if if there's any difference in this circumstance, like A is stealing, avoiding tax in a good state, like in the country that manage it properly with the tax money. And second, if we avoiding tax from the country that have not managed our tax money properly, is it different? Ponte, I'm not sure you can take my question here.
Okay, can you mention your question again?
Like Ponte question is avoiding tax. Is avoiding tax considered stealing? So I think Ponte Thoy already mentioned yes, it is. And if you agree or disagree, please share. If this is a stealing action. But I get another layer to this question. Like imagine two countries. One country A is managing well with the tax money to expand on the infrastructure for the country, but country B don't manage tax money well. They use it for for their own benefit, not for the nation benefit. So in this case, would avoiding tax consider stealing or not? Please, Ponte.
Okay. In actually, sometime the property is private, belong to private. Sometimes property belong to public. So tax refer to tax, that mean public property, right? Public property. According to my point of view, if we take the public property, we commit a wrong action. We commit wrongly in the second precepts. But I'm still not sure about your layer, your question to add it. But I think that if it become the law that everyone need to pay tax, even to some amount, it become to to public property. So if we commit it, we commit wrongly the action. But the tax, if the tax go to to someone else's pocket, not publicly, not the country use. If we avoid it, I think it's not wrong, because the money not go to public but go to individually, because if we take something that is I remember another point, but but I forgot it. But this is my point of view. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ponte.
Venerable, do you have anything to add?
Okay. This is what comes to my mind, that I understand from the sister's question that is it considered as the stealing if like the tax that is collected and not spent in the correct way, right?
Yes,
so to me, I would like us to separate it, to put it separately, because in Buddhism we focus much on ourselves, not the other. For example, when the text is like proof as the national like belonging, like Venerable have mentioned, so it is our duty to pay the tax. It is our duty that we need to do that. It doesn't matter the tax, like the people that get the tax from us, how do they spend, because it's their business. I mean, that is their matter it is not related to us, right? So to me, I just want our audience to think about this, and to me, I just believe that just put it separately. We ourselves, we need to do our duty. If the other, they don't do their duty, that is their mistake. That is the problem of them, not us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhante. And I think our time is running as well. So I would like to ask you continue with Bhante Thoy on our last question. You know, we're talking a lot about what are constituting an act of stealing and the consequent extra here. But you know, if we are going to you know, maintain the good act, you know, or to refrain from stealing. So how should one practice this act, you know, how we can make sure that we can train ourselves not to steal other property, for example. So please, Bhante.
Thank you. That is a thing that that is important for us. Sometimes we know that it is wrong, but it's hard to practice. It's hard to follow. So to me, in order to practice the second precept, which is Attanatana Veramani, to refrain from stealing, one need to understand. How can we understand? We have to learn. We have to study, because in Buddhism we admire, we encourage people to cultivate the wisdom like panya. So when we have wisdom, panya, we understand. Like as we have read about the saying of the Buddha, like treat ourselves as example. So this is a kind of wisdom that we understand. So when we know that, we try to practice it time by time. So when we know, for example, in order to keep ourselves away from stealing, we need to understand what is stealing. As Honorable have mentioned about the 5 factors that violate the precept. The first one is about the thing that belong to other, the awareness of that thing that belong to others, intentions of stealing, putting effort in stealing, and the thing that get from that kind of stealing. So these are the 5 factors that can break the precept, can violate the precept. So we understand that, and then we know what kind of action that we should do in order to refrain from stealing. So to me, start from learning, start from understanding, and then we can practice it correctly. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. And the same question to Bhante Rotha. Beside from understanding, is there any way we can improve our practice to respect the second precept? Please, Bhante.
Okay. Venerable Thoy, let me ask you. Do you want to be called a cheater?
No.
No. And you? Do you want to be called like that?
Oh, Bhante.
I don't want to be called a cheater, a theft, something like that. We do not want to be called cheater, stealer, or robber, something like that. But why some people still, still rob or still, cheat someone, cheat others, deceive others? Is our Venerable mentioned that to understand is important. What to do and what not to do is important. I remember our Khmer proverb, Khmer saying, "Lụt kia thlop đáy đểថ្ងៃlụt kia thlop đáy đểថ្ងៃthlopភ្នែក." So we those who steal from others, even sometimes he does not know about this. There's some consequences. Sometimes he know, but he still rob, he still cheat others, because it has become his habit, the habit to steal others. We have to, like the Buddha said, apattarita kalyane, right? To do good deed, we have to be hurry to do good. If we are not hurry, our mind will, will get the habit of doing bad. So we need to be hurry to tame our mind, to tame our speech, to tame our action, not to kill, not to steal, and not to commit sexual misconduct, to tame our speech, not to tell lies, something like that. If we are not hurry to tame it, to train it, we will get used to doing it. If we get used to killing, we kill others, we steal other property. We get used to it. It is become our habit. It become our custom, our character that we cannot, correct. We cannot, decorate that. We cannot become, try to be good again, because we are used to it. We get used to it. So we need to be hurry to educate, to tame, to train ourselves in terms of speech, in terms of action, in terms of thought. If we are late to tame ourselves, we will get used to doing it. Like the first time we steal it, and then second time we think that, oh, I steal without any catching, so I steal again. So it become habit, it become character to steal. So to understand the consequences is important. As we discussed earlier, we discussed about the bad effect, the bad consequences, and also the good consequences. And another point that is also important, to associate. Like our Lord Buddha say, not to associate with the fool, to associate with the wise. These are the blessings. If we associate with the fool, like we associate with the cheater, with the robber, those who are the thief, so we become the thief. Our friend, if our friend are the thief, our friend are the cheater, we become the cheater like him, because we associate with them. If we associate with the wise, with those who who promote the right livelihood, to go to work, to study, so we will become the good worker. They become the businessman, not a stealer, not a cheater. So to associate is important. If we associate with the foolish, we become foolish like him or her. And another point, yoniso manasikara. Yoniso manasikara is important. If we living with wise attention, we can judge what is good and what is bad. It's important in the daily life, in our life. We live mindfully, we live righteously, lawfully, not break the precept, something like that. We understand, we know that the consequence in stealing is bad. It can bound to woeful abode. And another point, we have to promote the two guardians of the world. What are the two? Hiri and Autapa, right? These are the two guardians of the world. If we steal Hiri, that means moral shame, trade, Autapa, that means moral trade. If we don't develop these two, if we promote these two, so we can avoid, abstaining from stealing thing that is not given. Because when we are no shame to steal, and we do not afraid, we are no dread of stealing, we do not afraid of the consequences of stealing, we will still do it wrongly again and again, because we don't know about it. We do it without shameful, and then we steal without dreadfulness, so we still do it. So we have to promote Hiri in Autapa, moral shame and moral trait in all all akusala, all tujarata action, something like that. So in short, we have to mind about association. We have to live skillfully, lawfully, with yoniso manasikara, and then we need to promote the two guardians of the world, factors, the two factors, I mean the two guardian of the world, Heri and Autapa, moral shame and moral dread. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ponte. Very beautiful sharing from both of you. Like the way to practice the second precept, including the trying to understand. By understanding, we will avoid from committing wrong act, and try to associate with the good one, not the bad one, and try to live skillfully. And also promote the two guardians of the world. So this is very useful, and I hope our Dhamma friend follow our discussion and would benefit from this sharing. So our time is now running already. So before we end our live show, I would like to share the merit from this Dhamma Sandana with all living beings in the whole universe. May all be happy and peaceful. Once again, thank you so much to Honorable Speaker for sharing with us today. Finally, I would like to express sincere thanks to Dhamma Live's team, the founder, directors, admin, and technical team for providing such a wonderful support to make this program possible. Last but not least, thank you everyone for joining and following our live show as always. Now, let us spend a moment practicing Metta Bhavana, or loving kindness meditation, which will be instructed by Ponte Kassapa Honkamra. And thank you and goodbye. Our Metta meditation begins.
Hello everyone. Let us practice loving friendliness meditation for oneself. Self-loving friendliness meditation is the first section of Metta meditation. Self-loving friendliness meditation is designed to direct you to happily take care of yourself, to honestly forgive yourself, to truly accept yourself without conditions. Before starting, please find a very comfortable posture. Close your eyes. Relax your head, your shoulders, your arms, and your entire body. Please slowly take a very deep breath 3 times. When it is done, let your breath flow as naturally as it does. Observe your breath without judgment, reactions, and criticism. Just merely observe it as the way it is while you are listening to my Pali Metta chanting. Aham averomi Now, please create a very tender smile on your face. Visualize your happy and smiling face. You are very happy person with smiling face. Please keep smiling with honest heart, because you are going to bless yourself. Please be aware of the phrases which I am going to recite, and let yourself honestly feel the real meanings of the phrases. May I be well and happy. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from ill will. May I be free from anger. May I be free from physical and mental sufferings. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. Now, take your right hand and place it on your chest, and you can mentally repeat after me. In this home, we are family. We live under the same shelter, so we must be kind to each other, be compassionate to each other, be friendly to each other, help each other, respect one another, be happy every day, keep smiling with honest heart, be grateful, be positive, forgive even when it's really hard. Before open your eyes, please take again a very deep breath 3 times. Thank you. May you be well and happy.